Hello everyone on YouTube, it is your boy Monsters. I was inspired to make a video on my favorite Pokemon, which I know, not the most unique of ideas, but I'll take my lack of content ideas even further by saying it was wholly inspired by another YouTube video. Now this right here, ranking our favorite Pokemon, a video that Wildcard published on February 4th, 2025. As you can see, Jaden Animations, it had Jacob, Alfred in here, I had Void, I had some other folks in here, but I was super impressed by what I saw in the video, and I was actually interested in doing my own rendition of this kind of like video, you know, just kind of talking about my own favorite Pokemon. But yeah, I saw this video a while back, pretty much on release, and just wanted to do my own spin on it. So here you go, ranking my favorite Pokemon. And I did not realize, oh my goodness, there's a lot of Pokemon. There is a lot of Pokemon, so this is probably going to be a long video. I'm going to try to cut it down as much as possible because, geez, there's a lot of Pokemon. That's crazy. Anyway, all that being said, I hope you guys actually enjoy watching me pin my favorite Pokemon against each other as I declare once and for all, which I've never done before, who is actually my favorite Pokemon of all time. Again, if you do enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. This is going to be fun. I know it is. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest, I did not play Generation 1. I played Generation 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've seen gameplay of Generation 1, so I get the general gist. The normals are pretty good here, like you have Pidgeot and Pidgeotto. Lickitung is pretty good. Eevee is really good. I'm gonna have to lock in Eevee, I'm gonna be honest, but maybe Ditto. Ditto is kind of unique. Ditto has its own charms, especially with the media that Nintendo produces. Okay, I have a consensus. Easy. Is that actually my favorite starter though? I don't know. I don't actually know. Yeah, out of these, yeah, to be honest, yeah, that's just kind of me. Let's go normal, and then I'll lock into Ditto. I like Ditto. I actually used competitive Ditto for a while. I used, obviously it was Imposter Ditto, but I ran it with a Rocky Helmet, I think, and that made some matchups just crazy. Oh god, there are a lot of water types. I'm not a fan of the fossil ones, but I do, like, Gen 1 water types have a unique charm to them. Slowbro. Slowbro is like one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. Slowbro and Slowpokes, they're just like so derpy, bro. I will say, like, Ivysaur has that, like, unique charm to it, you know? Venusaur is kind of like, I mean, it's literally just a croaking toad, but it's like poisonous. So I see the aesthetic. I think the thing about the grass types in Gen 1 is that they're all like kind of like cool or menacing looking. I'm gonna put that there for now. Electric, that's kind of, huh. I've always liked Magneton. Oh, Jolteon. Alright, Ice. There's only so many of them. You already know what it is, Lapras. Can't really choose anything else. I love Machamp, bro. Machamp is so good. This one is probably going to have to be Victreebel or Gengar. No, this one is actually just straight up hard. Hold on. Because I like Tentacruel, I like Gengar, I like the whole Ghastly line. I actually like all of these poison types. Beedrill is fun as well. Who do I pick here? I actually do like Zubat and Golbat. Their designs are unique, and also for Gen 1, these aren't that bad. The designs aren't that bad. These poison types, this is gonna be hard. What poison type do I want to put here? What was grass again? Oh, Parasect is really cool though. Parasect is cool. I'm gonna put Parasect here, and then for poison, I'm gonna put, yeah, I think that's fair. This is weird because I'm not actually putting Gengar or Ghastly or Haunter there, but I honestly like Ivysaur's design more. He's a good middle child. In my opinion, he might be the best middle child. Okay, if we're going flying, I have to say Zapdos. Or, Dragonite, hold on. Psychic, what do we have? Oh, Alakazam I love. I love Alakazam. Scyther is a really good one. But I love Parasect. Parasect is just so, there's something about him. Steel? Yep, Magneton, half choose it. Dark. Oh, I guess there wasn't any dark. Huh, yeah. Okay, let's handle this, the legendary Pokemon. I have always loved Zapdos. Zapdos is very fun. I'm gonna have to lock in Rhydon. Rhydon's just a big boy. He's cool. He's cool, bro. Gimmick form, I don't even... I'm not gonna put gimmick form there because I haven't... That's actually wild. I have never seen this in my life. I've only... That's... That Machamp is crazy. I'm not gonna put gimmick form there just yet. Oh, did not mean to put that there. Favorite. Let's look at it. I think it's obvious. Slowbro. Slowbro, I've just had a connection with Slowbro ever since I've touched Pokemon. I'm not going to say he was my first Pokemon ever, but like, I just have fond memories with him. And now we move to Johto. Normal types. I think it's just Furret, right? Yeah, we lock in Furret. Yep, Houndoom. Let's go. Oh, it's probably Suicune, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna lock in Suicune because I know it makes more sense to have Slowking there, but I don't know. Slowking is like, it just feels like, not necessarily that they went off the rails, but he doesn't look as cool as my boy over here, you know? Let's lock in Grass. Meganium, that's it. Meganium's cool. Ampharos, bro. Next to Slowbro, Ampharos is my next favorite Pokemon. I love Ampharos, bro. I'm in contention because I do like Hitmontop, but I also like Heracross. Heracross is just a cool beetle. I'm locking Heracross. Crobat, I have always loved, I'm gonna be honest. He's just cool. There's something about it. What is this, Ground? I'm gonna have to lock in Wooper. Derpy boy. Derpy. I actually don't like Tyranitar as much as I think I do. I like Shuckle better. Tyranitar is like, I'm not gonna say it's an overstep, but there's some Pokemon where it's like, I don't know. Like Shuckle does everything. He's just derpy, bro. He's a derpy boy. I don't know who to put here, to be honest. Let's lock in Legend and see what happens. Suicune's my favorite legendary, I'm gonna be honest. For Johto at least. Celebi's nice, but it's Suicune, bro. I can't even lie about that. I don't care that it takes up 2 spots. Like, what else do I have in water? Nah, it's Suicune. It's straight up just Suicune. Starter, let's see, what do I have? The Bayleaf line looks the most steady, but Typhlosion is what I started on. That being said, I'm still going to lock in the Bayleaf line. It's, yeah, I can't even say anything about that one. Scizor already got, but to be honest, it's just Scizor again. Umbreon for the win. Dragon, yep. Ghost, and then Flying. What do we have? Is there seriously only one Ghost type here? Interesting. I think it's Skarmory. It's either that or Lugia or Ho-Oh. And I have always loved Lugia more than Ho-Oh. I know that's the weirdest thing ever. It's usually the other way around, but I'm gonna lock in Lugia. This is iconic, honestly. The Espeon Green is iconic. And you're gonna find me weird, but I do like Scizor, and again, I've played the game competitively. Like, I don't know how many hours I spent with Scizor, but I've seen his shiny so many times. Shuckle has a nice shiny. He turns blue, but I don't know. I kind of vibe with both. Either one. Ew. Kingdra's, yeah, solid. This is iconic as well. The Tron colors, easy. He turns golden. We'll keep them some nice. And now we move on to Hoenn. Okay, what are we looking at right here? I don't like the normals. So a lot of Hoenn's Pokemon I actually just don't like. I understand their charm to them, but I don't know. Zigzagoon, though, I think I have always liked, yeah. Blaziken, I think it's Blaziken for the win. Let me get my starter first. It's gotta be Blaziken. Yeah, it's just Blaziken. Blaziken's nice, and I think Blaziken also goes here. Swampert or Sharpedo, I think. Kyogre is also really nice, but let me get my legends out the way. Ooh, there's a lot of legends. Oh, I've always loved defense form right here. Also, the Reggie Trio. Latios Latios, that's pretty good. These are good legendaries. Defense Deoxys has a special place in my hearts. He's like a derpy, bulky legendary. How do you make that happen? Gardevoir. Don't say anything in the comments. So I'm gonna be honest, Aggron is the Rhydon of, you know, my generation, right? I know that sounds weird as hell, but what I mean is that, like, I didn't grow up with Rhydon, I grew up with Aggron. So, like, that's why it's like, Rhydon just looks like prehistoric Aggron to me, you know? So whenever I see Aggron, I just treat it with the same respect as I give Rhydon, to be honest. If not more, because, dude, he's just badass. He's honestly badass. Dragon, let's see. Ooh, Salamence is good here. I might put Salamence in flying, though. Yeah, I think we go flying. Oh, hold on. Who do I put in bug? Ooh, you know what? Okay, who do I put in ghost now? Bayonet has always been my favorite. Okay, so that answers that. Now bug, we got Shedinja. Flying. What do we got for ground? I actually like Nincada. I actually really do like that. I love the whole Nincada line. I unironically might just put Nincada here. Just like, why is he a ground type? That makes no sense to me. Just keep him as a solo bug. It makes no sense to me. And flying is going to have to be Ninjask. I agree with that. I agree with that. You can't tell me anything. I love that line. Salamence, for this one, I think it's fair. But to be honest, I don't know. I have a special spot in my heart for Latios and Latios, to be honest. I like Solrock. I really do like Solrock. I think Reggie... Oh, what am I doing? Cradily. I love Cradily. Alright, Psychic. Already got Gardevoir out of the way. Easy, easy, easy. Oh, I could put Latios here. That works. Or I could put another Deoxys here. I do like Why Not, though. Why Not is very fun. Why Not is very fun. And I think we lock in Why Not. Although, I will say, Kirlia is pretty nice as well. So when you're looking at the Gardevoir line, to be honest, let's go to Gen 6, right? I treat them like they kind of just look like fairy or psychic types of Fennekin line. That's how I see them. So you have Fennekin, Blaziken. What did I just say? That's not true at all. You have Fennekin, Braixen, and Delphox. I don't know where I got Blaziken from. And then for Gardevoir line, you just have Ralts, Kirlia, but you see what I mean, right? Same type of aesthetic. It's mainly the middle child. I think Pokken Tournament had something to do with that. Braixen looks a little bit more like Kirlia. They just dance. Poison types. I unironically like Dustox. Some of these are gonna get weird. Some of these are gonna get really weird. I don't like any of these. I am so sorry. I don't like any of these. I don't like any of the fighting types here. What are we seeing here? I think we lock in Regice. Electric? Manectric. Always. Grass. Oh, Cradily is a... Oh yeah, that's right. I guess that's right, yeah. Cradily is a grass type. I have to put respect on Sceptile, though. Sceptile is very clean. Water. Ooh, Milotic. Milotic is calling out to me. Milotic. Yeah, it's Milotic. Alright, and then favorite Pokemon. Oh, I forgot to do that for second gen. Second gen, favorite Pokemon. Who are we looking at? Dude, it looks like Ampharos. Ampharos all day, bro. Ampharos sweep. Alright, Hoenn. Who is my favorite Pokemon of Hoenn? I think it's Bayonet. I honestly think it's Bayonet. Wait, hold on. Let me do gimmick forms because this counts now. Nope. Sableye, I do like Sableye. Nope. Although I do like Aggron. Nope. I think it's Bayonet, to be honest. I love Bayonet. I've always loved Bayonet. I also used it on my competitive team, or Cradily, or Bayonets. I like all of the Hoenn Pokemon. All of them are really nice. I know I said earlier, like, I'm kind of contradicting myself, but I said earlier that I don't like a lot of Hoenn, but I think it was just the normal types. I don't like any of the normal types. Let's see, what are we looking at here? What are we looking at? I did put Blaziken 3 times, but I'm not like a Blaziken stan. I just don't like any of the other ones more than him. Let's see, I think it's Cradily or Bayonet. And to be honest, if we're being honest, I think it's just Bayonet. Yeah, we'll lock in Bayonet. Alright, Diamond Pearl, my first Pokemon game ever. Let's check it out. We're not going to say anything. We are not going to say anything. Alright, don't say anything. Let's go... Magmortar. He's just so cool with that gun. He's like Blastoise. Ooh, I've always loved Gastrodon. Gastrodon is really nice. Oh, Rotom's so cute, bro. Leafeon is also nice. I think it's Torterra, though. So I'm gonna tell you this one because not a lot of people know why, like... Torterra is just a random pick, you know what I mean? Like, no one is just like, oh my goodness, Torterra is the best Pokemon ever. So I'm gonna show you guys real quick. So when I was a child, I played Pokemon and I watched Avatar, right? And there are these things called lion turtles, and basically they grant everyone the ability to bend. So there's air bending, fire bending, water bending, and then all of that. Anyway, when I was a child, when I was very young, I mistook Torterra for the lion turtles. So ever since then, I've given Torterra like all of this like praise and whatever, and it kind of just stuck. I mean, he's also just badass. He's like the continental Pokemon or something like that. So he's badass, bro. If it wasn't Torterra, it would be Leafeon. On principle, I think we put Electivire, but oh, my goodness, I remember the pain. The pain. This guy was a demon, bro. Yeah, Luxray is just cool. Badass. This is what, like, you know how you guys had Manectric, right? I had Luxray. I'm just saying, there's something there. It's Glaceon. All of those would have worked, by the way. Abomasnow I like, Sneasel I like, or Weevil I like. I forgot their name. Mamoswine? I thought Mamoswine was the previous evolution though. I don't know. Rotom Ice is nice. Frostlass is nice. But Glaceon is the pick. This one, I want it to be Gallade, but I don't like Gallade unless he's Megafied. Unless he has Megastone on him. So it's gotta be Infernape. Infernape was my other starter anyway. And my heart is telling me Garchomp. However, let's look at the dragon types. Yeah, it's Garchomp, bro. You know why? Because I put Dialga here. I love my boy Dialga. I hate Palkia. I hate on Palkia, bro. I mean, I understand that's Palkia, but I've always grown up with Dialga because Diamond was my game. I played it for like 6-7 years straight, and I never touched Pearl until I was in my teens already. So there's a place in my heart for Drifloon. And actually, we'll make it Drifloon. I'm gonna pull up the heads or tails on this one. An executive decision, and we got tails. Easy. We go Drifloon. Rock. Who do we have? I don't like the rock types in this generation. I did not like Rhyperior for a long time, but I now like Rhyperior. I just thought his design was too much. That's what it felt like. It just felt like his design was like way too much. Like they put too much into a Pokemon. Like it looks over the top, right? Like it looks like Rhydon to me. I'm not gonna say it looks naked, but it looks fine. It's a good design. Then you have Aggron, right? Easy, you know, whatever. Same thing as like kind of like Tyranitar. Tyranitar isn't over the top. Where's Tyranitar? Tyranitar isn't too over top, right? Neither is Aggron in my opinion. And then you have Rhyperior, and I'm like, okay, that's way too much. That is just way too much. But from a game standpoint and stats standpoint, he's kind of fun to use, so. Cresselia, huh? Cresselia is easy. I have something in my heart for Uxie though. Uxie was the first of the spirits that I got. Plus it's blind. You know how badass that is? I would use, so back in the day in Diamond Pearl, I would use Foresight and I would use, or no, it was Future Sight. And that shit had like a 70% chance of hitting. But I thought I was so baller when I used all my friends. Like I would hit it or I would activate it. And then I was like, yeah, I'm him. I would go to school and I'm like, yep, I just beat you with Future Sight. And sometimes it would only do half damage. That was back then when I didn't know what TMs did, what HMs did, what anything in the game did. I would put like 4 fire type moves on like whoever, like Infernape or like a Charizard. I would put like 4 fire type moves on there, maybe 1 flying. I didn't know how stab worked either, so some Pokemon I just put random moves on there. I remember Dialga, I had it set up where it was Roar of Time, it was Steel Cannon, and then it was like Draco Meteor, which is already redundant because you have Roar of Time there. And then it was, what was the last one? It was a Steel move. I think it was just Iron Head or something, which is also redundant because you have Steel Cannon there. So I did a lot of redundant stuff back then. But I mean, hey, you gotta learn from something. The flying types, let's see the flying types. Let's see the flying types. Yo, Celebi Skyform has the most punchable face ever. Am I the only one who thinks that? It's gotta be Staraptor. Celebi Skyform has the most punchable face ever. I know I'm not the only one who thinks that. Dark. Oh, this is either Darkrai or Honchkrow. So here's the thing. When I was a child, when I was playing Diamond and Pearl, or I guess just Diamond, I never got Darkrai, bro. All my friends got Darkrai but me. And I was like, dude, I really wanted a Darkrai. I didn't get a Darkrai until Wonder Trade in Generation 5, I think. And then I put that, or no, yeah, it was Wonder Trade or something in Generation 5. And then I put that in Pokemon Home and then took it to X and Y, I think, or something like that. Something like that. So I have used Honchkrow a lot instead of Darkrai because I just didn't have access to Darkrai, which sucks. I was like, dude, I wish I had Darkrai there. For this one, Steel, this is actually, I could put Lucario, but I think it's just Dialga. Heatran I do like, but I think it's just Dialga. I do like Magnezone, but no, it's just Dialga. I'm a Dialga kind of guy. Mime Jr. is kind of cool. And I know a lot of people would be like, but what about Togekiss? What about Mime Jr., bro? What about Mime Jr.? That's all I'm saying. Okay, so here's the thing. We're going to put Gallade here because he's a cool guy. He's just a cool guy. Legendaries, let's look at them. Regigigas, I do like. Darkrai, I do like. Dialga is obviously my favorite. Uxie is there. Arceus is cool. He's the god. I'm going to have to, I think it's Dialga that I lock in, to be honest. I like Cresselia. I like all of these legendaries. I like every single one of these legendaries. And I know people are going to be like, well, what about Giratina? I'm like, I'm sorry. Well, actually, I guess for this one... No, I just have a connection with Dialga. And for that reason, I'm probably going to put him as my favorite. I do like Manaphy, though. Manaphy is kind of nice. They did a really cool thing with Manaphy and whatever the fucking baby is or whatever it is. Okay, let's look at my favorites. We're not counting Gallade. Nope. Dialga is nice. Ooh, this might get tough. Hold on, this might get tough. Garchomp, I think, is my favorite. Garchomp is just so cool. Yep. Oh, I did not know Magmortar. Hold on, let me search that up. Yo, there's actually no way that I did not know this. I'm about to use Magmortar everywhere. I'm about to download Pokemon just for Magmortar. He gets pink? I did not know that. Most of these I've never seen because I don't shiny hunt in Gen 4. This is actually a crazy, like, glow up or whatever. I don't know if it's a glow up or a glow down. That's a problem. Alright, and there is my Gen 4. What do you guys think? Gen 4. How are we looking? How are we looking? Is there any of these that you would change? You'd probably changed all of these. You would probably change all of these, especially this, especially Hoenn, bro. I got the whole Ninjask line on here. The whole Ninjask line. That's actually crazy. And I got Dustox on here. Who else do we got for poison? Yeah, it's Dustox. That's easy. Dustox. Easy. My 4 favorites right now? Which, yeah, this lines up. 3 of them are already on my team, and Ditto I had on my team as well. So, this actually just lines up. Or one of my teams. I made multiple teams. So. So at this point in the video, things get a little scuffed. I've actually attempted to record this specific video over 3 times now, obviously all unsuccessful attempts. At first, I didn't record audio, so none of what I said was actually recorded. The second time, it was my own video that I forgot to capture. And on the third recording, aka this most recent recording, I just forgot to hit the record button outright, so the entirety of Generation 5, aka Black and White's Black and White 2, got skipped. None of these things were actually hard to fix, but I just wanted to address the fact that the Unova Pokemon just got skipped, which is obviously unfortunate. I stated this earlier in the video. It might get edited out though, I'm not sure, but from Generation 4 onwards, aka Diamond and Pearl, I would play Pokemon almost religiously. So obviously, seeing how Generation 5 got skipped, this is but an unfortunate outcome. But it's alright. I mean, things happen. Mistakes are bound to happen. It's alright. It's alright. You just gotta bounce back. But anyway, I hope you're still able to enjoy the rest of the video, even though Scolipede won't be covered, even though Emboar might not be covered, even though Samurott might not be covered. It's unfortunate, but again, things happen. Anyway, let's get back into the video. I hope you guys truly do enjoy. I'm gonna be honest, I was already looking at everything like past here. Some of these Pokemon I just don't know. So this is probably gonna be the quicker segment of the video. There's so many Pokemon here that I don't know. I really like Furfrou. He's just blessed. He's awesome. It does take a lot of maintenance though. Let's talk about that. You have to like get your hair trimmed. You have to get in a certain style. You have to battle someone, and then you have to go outside of Lumio City and then talk to someone to, or I think it's in Lumio City that you talk to them. I don't know, but I remember there was like a multi-step process that's always annoying to do. And then once you set it up, it's like it's easy from there on. Delphox is definitely my favorite. I love Delphox. Delphox is fun. As I said before, kind of similar vibes to Gardevoir. I do want to put some respect on Mewtwo X. Mewtwo X is kind of badass. Except all of these, so to be honest, all of these are kind of badass. I can't even front that. These are all just genuinely like really good. Like the Pancham line is fun. I think we go off principle Lucario. Yeah, Dragalge right here. That just makes sense to me. And for ground, we're going to have to go with Mega Garchomp. Garchomp is just a badass boy. Really badass. So if we're going Psychic, I think we go Hoopa here. I really like Hoopa. Hoopa is just mischievous. It's a little gremlin. It's a little gremlin doing its thing. Okay, so I know this. So the thing about putting Scizor here is that this whole entire video is going to look Scizor coded. Like I think like Scizor is the GOAT or something. Nah, it's just like I use Scizor all the time, but that is genuinely out of the bug types over here, like Scizor is my favorite. I love myself a Goodra. But then again, I do have Ampharos here. But I already have Ampharos above. I'll give Goodra some respect. I need to figure out who I have in Fairy. Kalos is kind of difficult because they're kind of all over the place. Also, in my personal opinion, the Carbink and Diancie like line or whatever, it's such a letdown, bro. It feels so boring, I'm not gonna lie. We go Florges here, by the way. Starter, definitely Delphox. Not that I don't like any of the other ones, it's just Delphox is what I started with. It's what made me fall in love with the game, bruh. What is my favorite? I think my favorite is genuinely just Slowbro. Slowbro surprised me so much when I got its Mega Evolution. I was like, what is this? My favorite legendary? This is going to have to be Yveltal, I think. They have Shadow Mewtwo here. Interesting. Yveltal. And then what's my favorite Pokemon? Definitely not Furfrou. What is my favorite Pokemon here? It's probably Ampharos, to be honest. Ampharos or Yveltal. That's what I'm thinking. And to be honest, I'm leaning more towards Yveltal, but Ampharos is also like... It's up there. It's up there. I'm gonna just lock in Ampharos, and then let's shiny coat everything. See how that looks. Oh, that's a nice shiny. I like that. Alright, Generation 7, Sun and Moon. Most of these Pokemon I do not know. Well, okay, I'm not gonna lie. I do know them, but I completed the game, but I didn't do anything after that, to be honest. So that's the extent of my knowledge. So Valai, very fun. For fire, we're gonna go. I forgot what the queen baddie is called, but this chick. Getting a shiny Salazzle took forever, bro. I hated my life after it. I absolutely hated my life after this. So I'm gonna be honest. This is just kind of femme fatale. This whole generation is just kind of femme fatale. So you're gonna see this chick. You're gonna see that Salazzle. You're going to see some other Pokemon where you're gonna be like, interesting choice, Monsters. And for that, I'm gonna be like, no, you don't get to say anything. You do not get to say in things, alright? We're gonna go Charjabug here, by the way. My tier list, my rules. You don't get to say anything, alright? 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 Don't say anything. I wanna put her, but I know you guys will say something. Naganadel is probably my favorite, like, Pokemon. I love Naganadel so much. Like, a lot of these Pokemon, I wish I can just take back to Generation 6 and use. I was so upset because I was like, dude, this is so fun. Like, the Pokemon are genuinely so fun to use. We're gonna go Buzzwole here. I love myself a Buzzwole. See, a lot of these Pokemon are either cool or they're just like, you know, they're that. But a lot of these Pokemon are just like cool in my opinion. Neolega right here, kind of easy. Kind of easy. And then, as I said, Naganadel right here. Easy. Alright, Generation 8 Sword and Shield, I played like 2 hours of. So I don't even know some of these Pokemon's names. What is right here? Like, something missing. What the... There's something about Alolan... Or is this Hisuian? I think that's Hisuian Zoroark. I don't know the... Or, I don't even know why I said Alolan. Yeah, it's definitely not Alolan anymore. I don't even know the proper names, like what region it is. We're gonna go Scorbunny here. I like Scorbunny's design. Very cool. Cool. Very cool. I do like Intelli, whatever this guy's name is, the James Bond character. However, after revisiting designs and looking at them again, I kind of like Palkia. He's kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know their official names, don't ask me. We're gonna go the baby, this thing. I know like their general lore, but I don't know their names. We're gonna go the baby. The baby. That's their name. The baby. I don't like any of these new forms, bro. They did kind of kill it with Gen 8 designs, I'm not gonna lie. Outside of Gigantamax. Yeah, Gigantamax. Outside of Gigantamax, they kind of made some good designs. Not gonna lie. Some of them are a little weird, but I will take them. And then Silvally, I love myself Silvally. Silvally is just... Woo! That's not Silvally, that's Corviknight. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. You guys are gonna be reading this or like looking at this video and being like, what the hell is he talking about? Is he even a Pokemon fan? Bruh, this guy knows nothing about Pokemon, and then just click off and I'm gonna be so sad. My viewer retention rate at like whatever time this is, like 30 or 40 minutes or whatever, it's just gonna dip. It's gonna go to like 1 person. It's like, okay, I fucked up. Maybe I shouldn't have released a video after all. I genuinely do not like any of these Pokemon designs. Are these real? What? I do like that guy. That guy's kind of cool. I just ran into him a lot in that one mine, that underground mine or whatever. I don't like any of the designs, bro. I genuinely... That's the one drawback for me is that, like, I'll look at the designs and I'm like, yeah, these just are not cool. These just are not... They're not the same, bro. Pokemon has changed in my head, and it's not even maturing or anything like that. It's just like, they don't look good to me. There's something about them. Alright, legendaries here. I don't like any of the legendary designs either. I'm very picky with this generation. I looked at it and I'm like, huh. These are not good at all. At least to me. These are not good to me, you know. Obviously, you guys are probably going to have a different opinion than me, but I just don't like any of the... I don't like them. I don't know. Alright, favorite Pokemon out of Generation... What is this? 8? I don't know what generation this is. Yeah, 8. I'm probably gonna have to say with... It's probably Ponyta, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. I don't really know. Alright, Generation 9. I don't know any of these Pokemon names. Can we talk about the fact that there's a dung beetle in here? I absolutely hate that. I also hate the metal versions. These metal versions suck ass, bro. In my opinion, in my humble opinion, they just look ugly, bro. They look so tacky. I've said this to multiple people already, but they look like... What do they look like? You know, in Black and White 2, or I don't remember if Black and White had it as well, but in Generation 5, they had the Pokemon Studios, and you could register your Pokemon for battles. There's a different goal each time, so it wouldn't necessarily be to defeat a Pokemon. It would be something like get them under 50 health in so amount of turns, like 5 turns, without killing them, right? And then you would do that, so sometimes you'd purposely bring in weaker Pokemon that way you don't insta-kill it, and then you would have like a better, like a more suspenseful scene that way. So it actually made reason to not kill them anymore, or not KO them anymore. Long story short, these metaforms, they just look tacky to me. They look super corny. I know everyone likes them or whatever, for one way or another, but Meowscarter, by the way. That's the only one that I know. That's the only one that I know. Don't say anything. You're not allowed to say anything in the comments, alright? You are not allowed to say anything in the comments. This is my unbiased opinion. We're gonna go this vroom vroom guy. I know he turns into a bicycle and you can ride him around. That's all I know. That's all I know. I don't know these Pokemon, but we are gonna click on the coolest designs in my opinion. What the fuck am I looking at? Who knows what its Generation 9 name is? I don't know these Pokemon, so this last part of the video is gonna look super sketch. I was already... Yeah, I hate this guy. I absolutely hate this guy, bro. Get it off my screen. I hate that guy. That guy is banished. If I ever, like... That guy's just banished, bro. I don't know any of these Pokemon, bro. I don't know any of these Pokemon. I'm kind of just clicking at stuff at this point. Yeah, we'll go Snapple again. Whatever their name is, bro. Yeah, the content from here on out is pretty much just tapping on stuff that looks cool. Oh yeah, the Hammer Girl. I do really like her. I love the Hammer Girl. I don't know if I like her more than... Yeah, I do. The Hammer Girl. Meowscarter. Easy Johns, bro. Easy Johns. We're gonna go with Wooper, whatever its name is. Are these seriously my legendaries? When did legendaries get so ass, bro? I'm not even trying to front on y'all, but like, when did legendaries get so ass? What am I looking at? What is my favorite Pokemon out of Generation 9, the generation that I know nothing about? We're going Meowscarter. Meowscarter. Alright, so this is what we have so far. Very interesting lineup. Let's see what my favorite is from all of them. Also, if you guys have not noticed, I did put my favorite over here for everything, and then also my Generation 6 team when I did competitive. So I did everything. I think Grass is my favorite type, just overall. Grass has a lot of fun Pokemon in it. A lot of fun one. It also has Muscarda, which you're not allowed to say anything. And it has this Queen Bee, whatever her name is, the Stompy lady. You're not allowed to say anything either. Don't say anything. So, for normal, it's definitely gonna be Savali, I think. Okay, I think it's Lopunny. I think so. Again, you're not allowed to say anything. You are not allowed to say anything. Delphox. Again, you are not allowed to say anything. Slowbro here, easy. Let's go... Who do I have here? Superior? Is Superior my favorite? I think Superior is my favorite. These are some good choices, though. These are some really good choices. Gorgeist, Superior, Sceptile, whatever, Torterra, like what? Who? Bayleaf? Like, I don't know. Or Meganium. I don't know who to pick, bro. I think we rock the Superior. Superior has helped me out a lot. It also just gets versatile moves for some reason. Yeah, electric types, we're going to have to rock the Mega Ampharos. Mega Ampharos just has a special place in my heart. It's fabulous. It is absolutely fabulous. White Reshiram here, I think. Right? No, I think it's a little Ninetales. I like the beauty. I like the beauty. I think I like beauty or cute Pokemon before cool. Machamp has been there for me since the beginning. Naganadale, I love, bro. I wish I could take him back in time. Generation 6, bro. Just see Hoenn and Kalos, bro. That would have been epic. Absolutely epic. I can't believe Nincada is here, bro. Nincada, that's actually crazy. Nincada basically made it to top 10. If we're thinking about this, right? There's 9 Pokemon in this box. Nincada is one of them. Nincada basically made it a top 10, bro. That's actually crazy. Yveltal, I think. I think it's Yveltal. Although I do like myself a Corviknight. Corviknight and I just have a special bond. But non-reality, I think it's Yveltal. Yeah, all of these choices are just like really good. I'm gonna have to lock in the Rapidash though. I like myself a Galarian Rapidash. Ooh, yeah, we're gonna have to lock in the Scizor. And that's purely just based off of like experience. Like I spent years playing with Scizor. Scizor is just a fun Pokemon to me. Like from a competitive scene, from a gameplay design scene, like Scizor is just fun. I like Scizor. Alright, what do we have here? What are we? I think it's Neolega, right? Yeah, Neolega is just cool. Plus it fused with a human. How badass is that? It fused with a human. Tell me that isn't badass, bro. It's Dialga. I'm not even gonna front. I like Dialga. Well, maybe Goodra, but I think Goodra's like derpy to me. Derpy and then cool. Dialga's just straight cool. Ever since I've ever, like, again, Diamond and Pearl was my first game, so ever since I've seen Pokemon, this has been the poster board, like, legendary that I'm like, oh my goodness, this is Pokemon. That's what I saw. I was like, oh my goodness, Dialga, this is Pokemon. This is peak Pokemon. I want that Pokemon. I don't know who I want to pick for Dark type. Meowscarada is kind of cool. I do like myself Meowscarada. I think it's one of the few Pokemon that I would go back in time for. Or to be honest, I would play Scarlet and Violet just for Meowscarada. I'm not gonna even lie. Like Meowscarada is just kind of cool. It reminds me, it gives me Sun and Moon vibes. It gives me straight Sun and Moon vibes. So I don't know. I don't see myself playing Pokemon in the future. However, Meowscarada does kind of look cool. So now we have Steel types, and I want to choose Scizor again. Again, Scizor is not my favorite Pokemon. I will have you know that. Well, maybe. I don't know. We'll figure out at the end. I think it's Corviknight, though. Corviknight or Dialga? That's what I'm swinging towards. Huh. I'm like the #1 Scizor Glazer. Who do I choose? I think it's Corviknight here. Corviknight is just so blessed. It looks nice. Alright, Fairy types. I want to put Florges. Why did I not put Mega Mawile? That's actually weird. I like Mega Mawile. Florges just looks nice. I like Florges. And then the starters. This is very interesting. Very interesting lineup. Ooh, this is kind of weird to me, but I'm gonna have to choose Delphox. I guess Delphox is my favorite starter. There's just something about her. And then gimmick form? Let's see, what do we have? Poor Wooper or whatever his name is down here. My favorite gimmick form is probably gonna have to be Bayonets. The way it changes, it feels like this should be the permanent evolution. This should be the permanent evolution in my opinion. It's a very good Mega Evolution, even though statistically and battle-wise it doesn't really change all that much. It gets, what is it, the screen or whatever, like, Magic Bounce, where, like, it reflects status conditions, but aside of that, the gameplay is pretty much the same. You're just a status inflictor. This is tough because I have Reshiram here, I have Dialga here. I mean, all of these are really good. All of these are really good. I'm not even going to hold you. The legendaries are really good. When you look at it like this, to be honest, I know I was bashing legendaries here, but these legendaries, this is an awesome lineup. I think we're going to have to go Reshiram or Yveltal here. There's like a debate that's going in my head. I don't know. I know down here I kind of made the decision already, but I guess we can lock in Yveltal. Yveltal is nice. I just like the principle. I like the meaning behind Reshiram, right? Like truth and ideology and whatever and world seeking. It's like it's such a deep subject to input in a children's game about monsters fighting each other. Alright, my favorite Pokemon of all time. Let's look at the list. What do we have here? Not Machamp. Not Galarian Rapidash. Ponyta maybe, but Naganadel is up there. Ampharos is up there. Mega Ampharos is up there. In my heart, I think I know the answer though, and I think I've known it this whole time. And it kind of sucks because, well, it doesn't suck. I mean, I'm excited to share this fact, but, huh, what do I say? It's just Slowbro, bro. Slowbro is my favorite Pokemon. I don't know what else to say. He's been there since the beginning. He's been there since the beginning. He's just derpy. He's the original derpy Pokemon, right? He's the original derpy Pokemon. I know all these are derpy. Like, Seal is fucking derpy. Psyduck is derpy. All of these are derpy. You know, Magikarp at times is derpy. Gyarados just has his mouth permanently hung open. His jaw got dislocated or something. You know, like, all these are derpy, but there's just something about Slowbro and his eyes and whatever. He just looks a little goofy. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, guys, this is my tier list. This is my favorite Pokemon of all time, apparently, out of like 1,000 Pokemon or so. It was a little scuffed at the end because I don't know these Pokemon's names, and I don't know. Maybe I will get back to playing this game, these games. You know, Scarlet and Violet. I'm actually pleasantly surprised, more surprised than I thought about Meowscarada. I didn't think I would be so surprised, but I think this video kind of helped me reveal that, like, Pokemon isn't that bad. Pokemon isn't that bad. There's a lot of Pokemon here, though. There's a lot of Pokemon here, though. Who would have thought that the Nincada line would have made it so far, though? I genuinely like the whole Nincada line, which is rare, I was talking to a friend. I was talking to a friend about it, and it was actually surprising because they, too, liked the Nincada line. I was like, oh, dang. Really? I'm like the first person that I know who likes the Nincada line, the whole line. Not just Shedinja, not just Ninjask, but also Nincada. I like all of them. I love all of them. But yeah, as I said, this is my favorite Pokemon of all time. Here are the bottom ones. Here was my competitive team back in the day when I was playing. It's actually some cool vibes here. They're like all blue, and then there's some like hints of like gross green, like throw up green, but I still vibe with it. Who is your favorite Pokemon? Who's your favorite Pokemon? Tell me why. Let me know down in the comments below what you enjoyed. What was your favorite parts? If any of my choices surprised you, I'm still surprised that, again, the Nincada line is just out here, bro, dominating. I'm actually going to have to make a team of Nincada line because I like them. I genuinely like them. Like, Shedinja for me is like the first like real gimmick Pokemon, you know? Up until then, no one really had a gimmick in my eyes. I mean, like who would you call the first gimmick Pokemon? Like, really? What, Mew? I don't think there is like a first gimmick Pokemon. Oh, Ditto. Yeah, Ditto is the first gimmick Pokemon. But Shedinja in my eyes is like the first like real unique Pokemon. I'm like, dang, okay, they kind of cooked with this. The fact that it gets 1 health and whatever, you don't really understand that at a young age. But even then, it's like, if you know about its lore and its design, you're like, okay, that's cool. That's cool. If you look at its back, you just die. He just sends you to the Shadow Realm, and I think that's kind of cool. But anyway, guys, that is going to be the end of the video. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you guys did enjoy. This was me ranking all, I don't know, like 1,000 Pokemon. There's too many Pokemon now. There's too many Pokemon. They need to stop putting dung beetles in the game. Keys, I'm fine with. Keys, I'm fine with. Tea is fine. Cake is fine. Beetles are fine. Sandcastles are fine. Just, Nintendo, please stop putting dung beetles in the game. That's just gross. That's just gross. Dung beetles are not it. But yeah, anyway, screenshot if you want. Tell me what surprised you the most, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace, 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 peace. Peace.